Welcome, people of Earth. I want to assure you that I am also human. I recently tried to make a knife handle out of paper towels, and it's not clear to me why that handle was clear to me. It was semi-transparent, mucoid in appearance. To make matters worse, I had to deal with a lot of sass from Greg, our roll of paper towels.
Oh, well, thanks for nothing, Steve. You live like a filthy animal. This place is a pigsty.
Well, today we're going to make handles out of an Earth newspaper, and I've invited Gary here, our local daily, to assist. Say hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary. Get it, Steve? You said, and then I said, Laos, buddy. Hey, what are we going to do today again?
So you're going to help me make a knife handle. And what we're going to do is we're going to take...
That sounds great, Steve. Hey, I can't wait. When do we start?
Well, I suppose we should get started right now, Gary.
Yeah!
All right, I'm at my parents' house, and we're going to use their paper cutter to cultivate our material, so to speak.
Yeah! What's our material?
Newspaper.
Wait, what? Oh, what'd you say, Steve?
Yeah, we're going to cut you up for our knife handle.
Oh, my God! Oh, my God, Steve, no! Oh, my God! Oh!
He's fine. If you remember a few videos back, my paper towel knife handle laid an egg. So I'll link to that video in the description for anyone who wants to check it out. I did swear an oath to undertake a redemption handle, so here we are. Confident toilet paper would yield similar snot-like results, I've turned to newspaper instead. But not only newspaper, it would be really cool if we could bring some yellow into our handle with a phone book. Most of you have never seen one of these, so for creativity, points are awarded. The phone book did cost $11 on eBay, so for wasteful, reckless abandon, points are deducted. If you want to see the forging of the blade in this video, go watch the paper towels knife. Again, there'll be a link in the description. This is just about handles. I am making some test pieces, one with titanium dioxide white dye, which should help mitigate any translucency, and one with clear 2-part epoxy, which is at risk, obviously. Well, it turns out neither is really translucent. These are the results here. The titanium dioxide piece on the right looks more newspapery to me, but I think the darker piece on the left with just the clear epoxy is going to contrast with our yellow pages better. So that's the route we'll be going. We'll test our yellow pages next, but first let's talk about our sponsor. So the Earth Internet, our internet, really stinks, you guys. Let me give some information ripped directly from the headlines Incogni shared with me. Hundreds of large firms gather the information we leave on the internet, storing it, and then they sell it. Your data is used to find you and target ads to you, and then add you to spam email lists. It's how robocallers get your number in a lot of cases. Brokers generate lists of vulnerable and disadvantaged groups and sell those lists to companies who use them to their own advantage. Your data is often stolen from these companies' servers by malevolent hackers, or as the New York Times reports, sold for profit to fraudsters who in this case use that data to steal directly from people's bank accounts. We give this information freely to these companies when we traipse casually around the internet all the time, but now you can get it back. Just create an account with Incogni, grant them the right to contact data brokers on your behalf, and then kick back and watch while they work with each broker to remove your information from their databases. They will handle any and all objections. It's time to get control back of your information. Do it today, guys. Now, I almost forgot, the first 100 people to use the code BEETLE at the link in the description below will get 20% off Incogni. The old yellow pages. This is the clear resin with nothing in it. Sort of yellow-gray. This has got yellow dye in it. I don't know if there's that much difference. Let's cut them open and see what they look like. This is the regular one with clear epoxy. This has got the dye in it. Not very promising. Neither are really very yellow, are they? They won't really contrast enough to look good in that case. So in a desperate effort to make this work, I've separated out all the pages that are mostly yellow by removing the pages that have large color ads and are darker. Let's overload our epoxy with yellow dye this time and see what happens. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm not very hopeful. So that's a little bit promising, but let's trim it up and see what it looks like on the inside. I think it's just too gray. It's really just not going to make the newspaper stand out at all, which is really its main function here. It would have been cool. I just don't think it's going to work. While I'm thinking on that, let's get back to our newspaper. This is going to be my first effort to make a scale from newspaper with these cutouts and a destructible jig. It just doesn't really go very well. It seems like in an act of vengeance, Gary snakes some of his sheets up out of the sides while the block is curing, which disrupts the material and makes everything pretty wonky, and there's some gaps. So we're going to have to take a different tact here. What we're going to try is clamping one side of the newspaper together and gluing up larger pieces of the newspaper, which should make sliding a little more difficult. And you'll see when we apply pressure, after all the glue is in there, we're actually going to clamp the other side of the newspaper too. We'll see if this works. This actually worked pretty well. So we're going to get it all cut up, and then we're going to square everything on the mill and go from there. Now we have to get the old mucoid paper towel handle off our old blade. This won't be too hard. If you want to see how this was forged, go watch the paper towel video. It's all in there. Here's some yellow handle scale material. It's acrylic type stuff I got online. And I've milled this piece thinner and sanded it down. I think I'm going to put some black G10 on either side of it, and then we'll put our scales, newspaper on the side of that. I'm liking this so far. These colors should stand out really nice. I've drawn on there where I'm going to profile it up a little bit more, then we'll glue in and do some finish shaping on the handle. Yeah, we're all glued up now, so I'm going to tape the blade to protect it from the grinder. Then we're going to shape our handle some more. I'm sure you guys noticed there's no pins that go through the handle material and the hidden tang of the knife. And that's okay. I ground in some notches on the side of the tang so that once the epoxy sets, there's not really any way that this is going to pull out of there. It's not as secure as if there were a pin going through the handle material and the tang, but for a kitchen knife, this is very stable. It's going to work just fine. Now this will buff shiny enough as is, but I'm going to coat it in CA glue to see what happens. It takes several coats and you sand it smooth in between each application. The CA glue dries very quick. It's much quicker to apply than, say, True Oil. I use Starbond for all my projects now. You can check for a link in the description if you want to see what they have to offer. I think they're coming out with a 2-part epoxy this year. That should be really interesting. I think Gary made a great handle. I have been paying earth taxes for some time now, if there's anyone in the government watching. Now this light streak down the left side of the handle is because there's no ink on that part of the newspaper. That corresponds to this area here, the side of the paper, and that's why it's like that. I didn't like it at first, but I actually do like it now. I'm glad it's there. It has a lot of character. What do you guys think? Better or worse than the paper towel knife? Is this redemption or not? See you next time.